We're live.
Yo,
Here
welcome
we go.
everybody.
Another beautiful week of football.
Actually, a nice week on or a nice weather day on that
Eh,
Sunday.
It
First
was.
time.
Oh, he figured it out. He figured out the background.
I had it on there last week.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
I forgot.
That old ass picture, man.
It's like the only true one you guys got though.
man,
Nah, yeah, it
Is that what the
definitely is.
Outlaws one?
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
We don't
I
even
ain't gonna
have a
lie, that's
Joker's
one of my
one, bro.
favorite jerseys though. I ain't gonna hold you.
The Outlaws?
Hey,
Yeah,
let me
that's
change this because it
hard.
got Hakeem in this motherfucker, bro. Let me get
Yeah,
him off.
yeah, I know. That's why I said it was old as hell. AD, Aaron Donald.
Get him back. I go back to the
He ain't
natural.
been playing like him though, but he looked like him.
He's talking about Aaron Donald.
Well, welcome to everyone joining in. We're going to be starting in just a few minutes. We're just making some small talk, getting here going. Um, you can message us in the comments. Let us know what you think about these upcoming weeks. We're going to keep the comments going as long as you guys be semi reasonable in these comments, as y'all some been some wild ones. But man, yeah, dude, that is unfortunate. Last weekend was a beautiful weekend. I wish that was our Elite All Star Sunday
Man,
weekend. If that was the Elite All Star Sunday weekend, that shit would have been crazy.
Yeah, just one more week, Giuseppe.
Oh, we got some talking to do. We're gonna be bringing up a lot of stuff. It's gonna be exciting next couple weeks in Northfield. I mean, between this week alone is just gonna be big for Rec and Compass. Like all the attention's kind of on them.
Yeah.
Um, but we're gonna kick off the show, get our intro going, and then we're gonna get right into the games from last week. Here we go.
Feel it coming in the air. Heaven screams from everywhere.
All right, we are here live for the Comish podcast on 417. We are going into week 6 of league play. We're going to kick off the show talking about week 5, the results that we happened because we had some shocking stuff across the board, and some stuff that a lot of people didn't expect. But we'll get right into it. Let's start off with the elite games because there wasn't much to talk about this week in elite. Jeremy, do you want to kick it off for us?
Yeah, definitely kick it off. We started off with a Phantoms Dinos game. And that was a Phantom 7 Dino 6, but definitely a lot closer game than Phantoms came out on top, but a lot closer, meaning Dinos had that game pretty much the whole game. They were up 6-0 for a while, and then Phantoms came back and scored at the end there.
Yeah, man,
And
dude. And Dinos, honestly, they could have won the game if it wasn't for that the field goal where setting that ball down and then standing back up. If he would have just never set it before the guy ran, that would have counted. So that small second of thinking definitely was the morning talk over there in Elite was
so what
that.
I guess what happened? He caught the ball, put the ball down,
So he reached
then
up for
picked
the
it up,
ball. Correct. You
and
can't once you set the ball, you can't pick it up and flag and try to throw
okay.
it. So
So
you literally
if he
catch
doesn't
it
set it,
and then get up and go.
okay. So
Doesn't set it, extra points good. He
because
set it, no good.
that was a completed pass, correct?
Correct. It would have been 2 points. It would have been 8-7 would have been their final. However, it was just unfortunate in that situation. I mean, I know there was a lot of talk that he stood up and then he went up, then down, but the evident rule was the fact that after talking with the refs and everything, that he put the ball down, he set it, and then he got up. Which when we looked at video, it showed that. So that was kind of like the downside to that game, but it was a really good game, and Dinos came to play on Sunday. I'll
You
say
know,
that.
yeah, you know what? That's actually really good to see as well because Dinos are still looking for that first win. Phantoms squeaks one out to get a win, but like I said, a very close one with Dinos sitting there scraping to try to get by. You kind of have to take that, and with Phantoms, I know you kind of want to, make a statement win, and I don't think that was kind of a statement win. I think that was just to get squeak by. Thank God we got by that one. Which brings us into the next game. Phantoms had a double header this week. and they win against Not Perfect. Again, another team that's still trying to catch their bearings in Elite, still try to put it together, but they have one win against Dinos. And Phantoms just beats them 6-0. So another close game for Phantoms. I'm not sure if this says more about the Phantoms or more about Not Perfect and Dinos. I'm gonna go with it says more about Dinos and Not Perfect because they're still trying, they're still clawing. Phantoms is still one of those top teams with the guys that they have, so they're still gonna try to fight every week. But Dinos are Not Perfect, giving it to Phantoms or at least making it close. It's still making the lead a little bit competitive, and kind of look. It's gonna be really fun to see how the bottom two teams stack up at the end and see if they can maybe surprise a team in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to see, especially with that game you're talking about, Not Perfect coming out there versus them holding it too as well. Uh, and that was a close one as well. And then they got that doubleheader as well against Reapers. We got Antonio over here from the Reapers.
Yes,
I
sir.
mean, what was your insight on that game after watching Not Perfect just in that close game prior
Yeah,
to that?
you talking about against Phantoms, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you guys were sitting there ready to play them. You're watching
Yeah,
their schemes.
yeah.
That came down to the wire. Like, what was your guys' insight getting prepared for that game?
So we
Obviously, you guys came out.
so we thought Phantom was gonna close the deal, but not they defense not perfect. Their defense was like constantly stopping them and stuff. We was getting ready. We were like, "Hey, let's get ready," but then the game started to go into overtime, so that gave us more preparation to just watch not perfect and start preparing for them. But I think that game was more so of Phantom offense not scoring because we know LOL they just like a new beginner and we know they still learning and stuff, trying to get to know each other and trying to try to get that experience together. But I felt Phantoms. I think they got too comfortable because they got into elite, and they thought that they could just run over them. But again, it's the elite. They got people that came over from different teams in the elite to come help them.
Right.
So, so yeah. So it was a close game. I thought LOL had a shot. I mean, not yeah, they had a shot.
Hey, are you calling LOL not perfect? That is
My bad.
wild.
My
You
bad.
and, and I
Hey,
and I thought the first times I heard you say that, I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
Snake,
like,
yeah.
Snake
I was like,
jumping. I was
there's
like, you
no
know
way.
what?
I'm like, wait, did he just say? I thought maybe he's saying LOL, like laughing out loud or some shit, like emoji. But he straight up referred to not perfect as LOL. If that's not on the
Nah.
shit talking page later, I don't know what else is there to talk
Hey,
about. That's
hey,
wild,
hey, hey, they're a new team, so they're a new team.
wild.
Yeah,
They're a new team.
definitely.
They're
I
not that
definitely,
new.
I definitely agree with what
But
you're
they ain't
saying,
been
though.
winning. They ain't got
They're a team that has a bunch of guys that has played in the league before. They're not a pushover.
yeah.
Phantom struggle a little bit, but you guys kind of handled them 19-0. And watching that game, it didn't look like you guys struggled too much to kind of move the ball against them.
No.
So even watching that game against Phantoms, only winning 6-0, and then you guys come out and you pretty much just kind of put a beating on them 19-0 or 16-0, and then or 19-0. I'm sorry, and then that's game over, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, 19-6.
Yeah,
Sorry, my fault. Not perfect. You did score 6, but do you feel like that they played their best game against Phantoms that week, and they
yeah.
just weren't expecting you to blow them out like that?
I feel like they played their best game against Phantoms because Phantoms, to me, they could have blew them out. Like they could have blew them out the way like we started off our game. I felt they could have played like that, but again, I feel like they probably got too comfortable because they don't have a good record and stuff.
I feel
They
like
all,
sometimes I don't mean to interrupt, but like
how you
I
good?
feel like sometimes we forgetting that not perfect has like they're not new. Like they have veteran players in their team. I feel like
But then, right, they're new together.
they're
They're
just trying
kind
to
of
mesh. They're trying
yeah,
to figure out what's working. And
Yeah,
I mean,
100%.
because they have guys there that necessarily when they were in TFL they necessarily didn't have because there's guys that's playing on other teams on the original teams, and I
Yeah.
think that might be affecting them a little bit more.
Yeah,
right.
I do too. Yeah, you're trying to put everybody in places, to put them in the right places. You kind of,
But
you're not
Manny's
gelling with
always
each other.
recruiting, and Manny and Kobe are always recruiting for that
Yeah,
team.
and
So
I don't see them breaking up at this and stopping. Like I said, it's their first year. They joined Elite. So I give them, like I said, all hats off to them for joining Elite, especially starting with this team. But again, Um, it's kind of, I really do think, as Reapers, let me ask you something. Do you feel like you guys are being overlooked still, um, as not being talked as, you're still a top team now in elite just by record wise, but not everyone still talks about you guys as being the top two or three, in the league. Do you guys feel that you guys being overlooked is helping you week in, week out? Because a lot of teams say, hey, we're playing Reapers, but as I know, and as a lot of teams know, you got to still come and play your best football, or you guys are going to beat them. So, but do you think it helps with the less of the talk with all these other teams kind of going back and forth with each other?
Yes, yes. I feel like we like behind the closed door, like all these other teams talked about, because they won either North Philly League, winter season, spring season, and we always like come up short in that first round of the playoffs, or not making it far when we go into national. But they give us that extra motivation to push. So when we get overlooked, coming in facing the team, we know we'll be more competitive, and we'll shock other teams, like coming out with a big victory over one of the top elite teams like VGs, Phantoms, New Wave, facing them, and then they'll put a lot of shock on people's faces. And,
Right.
I
that's
mean,
just,
they're the team that always tends to beat Hammer.
yeah,
Yeah.
They're the team that usually takes down Hammer, that everyone always forgets that keeps happening. It's like one of
Yeah,
their
very scrappy team. They've been putting
Reapers
it
are their
together.
kryptonite.
Yeah, they've been putting it together. They've been adding the right pieces over there too, and just gelling. Alex has got those boys, that offense moving. So yeah, they look good. They're really surprised, and unfortunately, that's the only game, the last game we have to talk about for elite, because Windy City Hammer decided not to show up and forfeited the other two games for TF and New Wave. So Elite only had 3 games. Unfortunately, we had a forfeit, which is kind of very rare for an elite team to do that. They have their reasons. I'm not sure exactly. I haven't heard what their reason was,
they
but
didn't prepare
They
for
didn't have
Las Vegas.
bodies. They said they didn't have bodies.
yeah, you know what? And that's
I mean,
that's
here's
kind
the
of
thing.
shitty.
It
I
is.
heard, I heard, I heard it was Vegas. They was getting ready for Vegas or something.
Yeah,
I mean, that could be. I mean, here's the thing. You know, it's hard when you hear it. Like, it's hard anytime a team forfeit. I'm not gonna lie to you, and it's even harder when it's on the top tier. Um, they're a team that knows what they got, and they'll still show up. And then, you know, it's just one of those things where we don't want that to happen. They know it. We already talked and went from there. I mean, there's not really much to talk about besides that. You know what I mean?
well,
You can
the
only have conversations.
only thing to talk about, I guess, just from the other side of the coin,
I mean, let's be
for
real
people
here.
to
I
argue
hope
it,
everyone realized though, as well, is that they are
they
getting
could.
fined for those games.
Yeah, but didn't you ask for weeks off, for like, let us know what weeks you need off? Couldn't they have taken a week off before Vegas if they knew they were going to play out in Vegas?
They could have if they
I'm just
wanted
bringing up
to.
a question that is, brought up. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
really care either or. You forfeit, they take the L's. It doesn't really matter to them, right? It's just a kind of like, if they would have known they weren't going to show up on Sunday, wouldn't they just have said it on Saturday night?
Yeah, I mean, we like to hope that, but it is what it is. I don't really have much else to say about it because we already talked it all through. But
Yeah, we can move on. Like I said, there's nothing
I just
else
want
we
to get
want to
to
talk
some
about.
better and better things.
And now Elite
Well,
has
I,
off for a week, so we
correct.
don't have to
So good
talk.
luck to all the teams that are going to Vegas. We're rooting for you, Chicago. Hope you guys bring home some hardware. That is kicking off the Elite Series, which we have multiple stops here in Illinois,
Absolutely, you
which we'll
got
talk
5.
about again.
Yeah, you got 5 teams going out to Vegas. So Hammer going out to Vegas is being one. New Wave another one. Reapers is going down there. VGs and 4TF.
Don't forget about the
Um,
small ball as well.
and a small ball. I'm not sure who's going out for fall ball.
Isn't
Small
OTF
ball.
going out there?
OTF going out for a small ball. There you go. So there's another Chicago team or Chicago-based team. So good luck to all those teams, especially fours. Hopefully they bring it back. Obviously, I know he's rooting for Reapers as well, but hopefully a team from Chicago brings it back,
Third,
especially in the rec or comp division and in the
Oh
pro
no, not
division.
OTF. I guess
So OTF is not going, so apologize for that. I
odd future.
future. So if it's a Chicago-based team, then
That's just one of them Dante's many teams that he runs? I guess I don't really know. Sorry, we're trying to give you guys some credit. I don't know what to tell you. So you guys, we lose track of that. But let's talk about the next level, and then we'll get right into rec after that. We're gonna talk about the comp scores. Um,
Yeah, give me the comp.
let's talk comp.
So comp we got.
Frank, if you want to hop on, Frank, you got the link. Frank, we're gonna talk rec in just a minute.
Yeah, so let's go through comp real quick because one of the big games we're going to start off here, Warriors and Dirty Birds. Warriors with a loss, 20-22 in overtime to Dirty Birds. Now this is the second loss in 2 weeks that they've had against Dirty Birds. A lot closer this one than the last one in the tournament, but definitely one of the games to talk about, right? What I see on here is they were down. Dirty Birds were down by 14 at the half, came back to just to win in overtime. That's saying a lot by Dirty Birds. They have been ever since I had a talk with them on the sideline. They have been really proven that they're there to stay for comp or at least one of the top teams. And beating Warriors, which was one of my top teams coming in preseason, is saying a lot, especially 2 weeks in a row. And it's saying a lot about Warriors too, because
And
I
if
know
you haven't yet, you can watch that ending on Field Action Media's YouTube page. So like and subscribe
yeah,
there. As he put a little bit of that clips together, so it's a really good intro. I mean, Mark gave a speech out there, man, and I think that was a good game. And Dirty Birds didn't have half their team, and they were down 14-0. So I don't know what happened, man.
dude,
I
they
mean, that
came
they
22
came to play. They
twenty
figured it
over.
out towards the end. And I mean, you're thinking about you got Dino missing as well with his broken fingers. So you're down a crucial wide receiver. So I mean, there's dude. I don't know. I think that game is we're gonna see that again. I feel like we're gonna see it again come playoffs.
You know what? I'm there for it because that game is going to be fun to watch. I know Warriors want to get their lick back, but Dirty Birds is looking good right now. I said coming out of that in season tournament, they played well. They were in the championship. They have a chance to do something um, that a lot of teams wish that they could. Is not being talked about, kind of looking as one of the lower teams and coming up and making noise and actually finishing very strong. So shouts out to Dirty Birds. I saw they got their new jerseys out there as well. So shout out for that as well.
We got a lot of picks with them too. We just haven't
Yeah,
released a
but
bunch of.
damn, man, I gotta say, like I said, Warriors, man, you gotta come out and play, man, from here on out because yeah, that's big, dude. So yeah, Warriors, let's go, man. Next game after that, though, we had Senators and Next Level won 14-0. What more can we say about that, right? Next Level still doing their
Turney
thing.
turned it up.
Yeah, they really are. They're
No,
flying
Turney
figures.
did. Turney threw
Turney
dropping
really?
dimes, dude. Did you not see the clips?
No, dude,
Dude, he was
I'm gonna be honest.
dropping
I'm gonna
dimes,
have to
man.
watch now.
He
All right,
went
so I'm gonna look it up.
QB1. It was like Jason who. I was,
Oh wow, wow, and they still pulled it out 14. That
dude, they
Senators, like I
they
said, is not
came
a bad
out,
team.
but it's definitely going to see what happens moving forward with their quarterback. But dude, I'll say this, man, watching those clips of him work, and there's a lot of film that we like. We got a lot of field action media was out there. He just took video the whole time, so we got a lot of clips out there. Um, yeah, from dropping passes to dropping dimes. I would agree to that, man. So he stepped up when they needed him, and I think that's pretty dope of him. But
And
what
then,
about the? Go
yeah,
ahead.
go ahead. The next game after that was the Midwest Bullies and Death Row. 19 from Death Row and 6 from the Bullies. Death Row, I guess, still trying to just keep pace with the leader. Still trying to put in, proving that they're a good team. So I think that's a good win for them against Midwest Bullies. Again, another team still trying to put it together. So shout out to Death Row. Keep it going. See where you guys can finish out as well at the end of the season.
Dang, both Jasons were playing quarter. Oh, that's right. Both Jasons were playing quarterback for next level and got taken out for tourney. That's
Yeah.
wild.
Oh wow.
We still have them.
It's not like
Camera guy has them.
it's not a hot take. They're not gonna, pull
He's
the
asking for
quarterback play
stats. We
out,
have
are
the
they?
stats. It's just getting
Alex
all the
won't be the
right
number
names and
one
everything.
quarterback for next level, is he? Don't say that.
I
Might
don't
be
know.
breaking news.
We have
But
them
the
though.
last
Camera
game,
guy's been taking stats.
the last game in comp that we can go over before we get to rec here was Old Timers 22 and Wolverines 12. I believe Old Timers kind of needed that win. They were kind of picking up the end in the bracket, but they need a couple wins here to kind of prove it or go into playoffs in a good feeling and see where they can come out. Wolverines on the other end, they're still looking for some wins here. trying to put it together. Uh, they're at the bottom of the standings right now, but we'll see what happens in playoffs because there is not that many teams in comp. So
Who can't you hear? Jeremy? Is Jeremy kind of light spoken today? I don't know. But let's go. Let's get into the rec games. What do we got here? So should we start off with where the heck is the rec game scores?
you have this in order, right?
Yeah, but I misplaced them myself.
Okay.
All right.
Jason, what's wrong with your mic, man?
I have no idea.
It's like your volume went mad low. Like you like it sounded like your mic covered up.
Wait, would you call him? It's called Jason. Uh, no, 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 we're good. But let's talk about GBN Week One scores. We got the Jokers versus Black Mambas. Jokers came up top, 14 zip with Mister New QB1 after that Alex West injury. Let's talk about it a little bit, guys. We got some Jokers on the line right now.
Yes, sir.
Hey man,
You can start it. Go ahead.
nah, you go D Jack. Hold on.
Nah, but I mean, shit, it was just an unexpected thing. The All Star game, it happened. I mean, what I think it was first play. Um, got one down, and anybody that knows Alex, man, if he's down on the ground, he's hurt for real. He'll play with one fucking leg if he had to. So yeah, I mean, it happened. It was unexpected, and I mean, in the All Star weekend or whatever. Ken got thrown under the bus, under the fire real quick, and had to make something out of nothing. So yeah, coming into this week, man, I mean we was more prepared coming into it. We got a lot of work in with a couple guys. So yeah, when we came into this week, we was locked in, ready to go. I mean, I want to score more points on them, but had a lot of stuff going on before the game. Couple guys weren't there. Some other guys sitting out because of injuries. So you know,
Man, we literally lost five guys to injuries after end season. We lost Alex. We had a dude break his finger. We had a dude break his foot. We had a dude he had something with his
knee,
freaking knee.
That guy broke. The
Like
guy broke his foot at the field.
yeah, Donald
yeah,
broke his foot on like that last drive. He caught the whip route and broke his foot when he
yeah.
cut. It's
We
the
got
third
like
time in a
six,
year.
seven guys out right
Yeah.
now.
Like it was bad. And
How do
Dante
you how do you break your foot 3 times in a
he
year?
he broke it when I remember when he played for militia. He broke it like non-contact, like running like a dig route. And when he cut, like he went down and then he broke it and then he let it heal. And I guess he came back and he re-broke it. I think it was like fracture. It was like crazy. He sent the X-ray. It was, and then that route, like we seen him, he did the whip, cut back in. It was like, oh shit, good shit. And then he just started hobbling off. Little you know, he
Yeah,
broke it again. Like it was just
Damn.
one of those like
Damn,
yeah,
it's been
man.
a weird couple weeks, but like anybody, obviously we all done played ball in our lifetime, so you know it's like next man up. So I like D-Jack said, shit. They threw me in there at QB. I had bronchitis, bro, like for a week, bro. Like I was hurting. I couldn't even talk. I had no voice. That's why I sounded like Batman the whole time. And like I was not prepared. But like I always like tip my hat to militia. They got the dub. But one thing we talked about was like we not after, especially after hearing a couple
yeah,
folks saying militia might take it. We done without Alex. You know,
yeah,
that's our fearless leader. The whole talk. We we ain't never back down from no challenge. So we got in the lab. I got in the lab. We got right. And then of course, first thing we played was the little legendary Mambas. And we made some noise. So we wanted to make a statement. Like you said, we wanted to put up more points. We got in the red zone every possession. I like I said, I mean I could have played better, but it was just like, man, we just want to let people know that it ain't never over, bro. Like we
yeah,
coming to play. We still got our eyes on the prize, man. That in season tournament ain't do nothing but motivate us. So you feel me? And we got the job done. Our defense balled out. Mamas ain't even getting red zone. That's all I'm saying.
oh
Yeah,
yeah.
they
You
took
know
the shit
that.
out, right?
You know
You
that.
feel
Yeah, I gotcha. And then let's talk about speaking of Metal Militia. Metal Militia won 6-8 against Venom. Uh, I don't know. I mean, did you
Steve
guys
comment
watch that?
incoming. I did. I watched Steve. I watched the first half. I mean, it looked like militia was dominating them for the most part, and then I left, seen the stream, and Venom was fighting back. But like, hey, the story, the talking militia. That man Matt been out there slinging that thing, man. He was throwing that ball early, not late, man. The DBs was like they just couldn't cover it. They couldn't cover nothing. And then I think they got after the half, they got it together and Steve started to make a little run. And of course we had the PI, not a PI. I got whatever this
Yeah.
Steve was talking about.
Oh, you're talking about what was in the group chat with
Yeah.
Steve
Yeah,
thinking it was PI. It's not a PI. It was an overthrown ball, dude. I
yeah,
I screen stilled it, and you see the freaking
yeah.
distance between where the guy was. He was trying to argue that 16-8, two busted coverages, but good win. Oh, well, that was actually a very nice comment from Steve.
That was good win. He said Frank.
He
Run
said,
that
"Good
man
win."
out.
Are they friends
He
now?
said good win.
Are they friends now?
Man.
I think
I will
Steve.
say this, man. Like
Hey,
I think
listen,
Steve said it,
you better
bro.
be.
I ain't gonna lie. Steve is not lying. Dog, his receivers could not catch a cold butt naked in the winter, bro. Because oh my goodness,
Hey
Steve threw.
man.
Hey, they drew up some great plays, but the receivers was just selling him, man. Oh my goodness, he got to get it right. Couldn't
There you
catch
go.
nothing. Couldn't cover
Hey, y'all
nothing.
is crazy, bro.
We let up the second half.
Oh my
Oh,
Frank, come on,
hey.
get
He's
the
trying to
hell
be
out of here, Frank. You
nice.
Man,
so
look,
soft,
man.
bro. He
Frank,
ain't let
Frank
up in
was
no
getting
second
ready for
half, bro.
Vegas. That's
Frank's
why.
probably cuddling that in-season trophy right now.
He talking about cuddling
Hey,
on
we
my
can't say
soul.
shit about that one. Can't say shit about that one.
Well, Metal Musa did their thing. They showed up. I know
That's a
that was
W.
a game that everyone was kind of skeptical about watching. But like Steve said, they're probably going to see him again. I mean, so I think the way it's going to roll out. But then you got Rumple Pigs coming off the in-season tournament as well. Uh,
Demolished them boys.
Yeah.
22 to
Hey,
0 against
them,
Menergy.
They
hey,
had a
them
field
boys,
day.
them boys, nice, man. Them boys, nice.
Demolished.
Not gonna
They
lie,
played the
they been,
Bandits, yeah.
yeah, I
They
think
What?
so.
played
Yeah.
Bandits, Giuseppe.
No, Menergy.
Oh, Manager, yeah. You're right. Yeah, they did them
Put
dirty.
whooping on them.
Whooped
Hey,
on
they've
them.
been moving though.
Nasty.
I ain't gonna lie. They've been doing a lot better than I thought they was coming in. They've been moving. Like they got pretty much the same mentality we got. Like next man up. I know that they were talking about they had a guy or their quarterback. I think that was out. But I mean they've been flying around ever since the All Star weekend or whatever. They was moving. I ain't think they was gonna be that good, but they've been impressing me so far. So
I agree. Me too.
And they stay back up. That's the biggest thing.
man.
That's they're not even playing with their starting QB. Their backup is really throwing that thing.
He's launching
Man,
it.
Yeah.
And then you got A Town Spartans 6-0 against Caught Looking. Um, I
I
did not
mean,
get a chance to look at that game. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I watched
But
bits and pieces of the stream. I didn't know what was going on. That game was a
Seemed
little
like Carl
boring if you
looking
ask me.
couldn't move the ball.
Yeah.
man, look, I ain't watching no game with caught looking.
Justin, there was the play that I seen that was a game changer. Justin threw a fade route. I think it was the last possession. He threw a fade route to his receiver right in his hands, bread basket, game changer. He drops it, but
Dropped them.
he
y'all
drops
had.
it into the defender.
He said they only had 7 guys the whole game.
Damn.
Hey, oh my gosh,
Gotta
Justin.
get those committed guys, man.
Hey,
Gotta
but
get
give it
them
to them
guys.
for keeping it only 6-0 with 7 guys,
Facts.
Yeah,
Facts.
because
No,
that means they were
100%.
flying.
That
yeah.
has to say something. With 7 guys, man, let them get a full team. See what they can do, huh? I mean,
Hey, I told Justin, man, they play better with 7 than they do 8.
Hey,
They scored.
Jeremy,
They
Hey,
scored on us
boy.
with
yo,
7.
I fixed your mic.
thank you. What'd you do?
I lowered it earlier. Didn't realize it.
You asshole.
This whole time, I'm the one who fucked up his mic.
That's crazy. It be
Yeah.
on, man.
Collusion by your own people. Ain't that some shit?
That shit
Ain't
crazy.
some shit.
Hey, at least you're a captain in my heart.
Thank you, brother.
Wow.
Appreciate that.
But no, I mean, I definitely think I give them props for that. I've won 28-0 with 7 people the whole
He
game.
said no excuse, Justin. Hey,
And
that's
Jake has been killing it the last couple weeks. I swear he had new
His
ways
comments
going
are
at him.
coming back.
His comments are just gold, gold. I tell you.
And then you got Only Hands 18-0 gets intoxicated. Only Hands they're sneaking through them. I
y'all
think
about to say they
they're a
quiet,
sleeper team.
man.
They're a
I know
sleeper
that
team.
All
I
right, so
know their
tell me
team.
about this team.
It's a bunch of like, I mean, play with them on Meta Militia. You got the Shake brother, Shakes, all them Rodney, all them. I drafted like 2 or 3 of them on the All Star team. Like,
Dude, they were like one of the only ones that got their jerseys.
yeah,
Ironically,
exactly. Yeah. I know. Wish I had my jersey.
I have it right here next to me.
Man.
I'll be at
They
the
ain't good
fields.
enough.
I'll be at the
That's
field
why.
Sunday.
That's why my team
We'll
lost.
be talking to them.
Black team ain't have jerseys, bro. We didn't have the power, so we lost.
They didn't have the
Nah,
all-star power.
yeah, bro. We didn't have that all star power, but no, they sneaky though. They got, they have like their days, their moments. I know last season they were typically like undermanned a lot, and then this season I seen that they added a decent some extra bodies. They're showing up more consistently. Probably trying to avoid them 8 a.m. games so that they can make it on time. But they come in and they ball a little bit. We got to play them. We got to play them Sunday. So
Okay, so you don't want to talk too much. I see.
yeah,
Well, we'll get into
what-
that conversation. We got to talk about
yeah,
that.
what are we? What about intoxicated? So they're
Dude,
kind of struggling lately.
Hey, I'm
man,
not gonna lie.
I love intoxicated, bro.
Hey,
Intoxicated,
no.
man. I
I
don't
fuck
know
with
why,
them,
bro.
dog.
I like intoxicated, dog. They come out there, they just having fun, just some young bucks, but they just like, I don't know, man. I feel like they're still learning, like the game, the
Yeah.
flag. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of things that I see that they allow that they could simply like change with adjustments.
Yeah,
So like, I just think that they're learning as they go. Like I feel like they're better than they were last season because last season, like, oh my gosh, I feel like they were just getting trampled. But like this season
Barbecue
they're
chicken.
losing, but I don't know. They just gotta learn. And they also didn't have their quarterback this week. I did see that. They played with I believe their brothers, the other captain, was playing quarterback from what I seen. So obviously, and that quarterback's kind of decent. He can manage the game a lot better, respectfully. So, but
Nice.
they got to
I,
figure the game out, man.
I was gonna say that same thing. Like, yeah, they kind of coming out how like we was when we first joined Northfield. Like they just a little quiet. They not really like saying like you don't really hear too much from them, to be honest. They don't
right.
really like argue anything. Like
That
I
don't
mean,
sound like you
and
guys coming out to the league at all.
not
Yeah.
say well,
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I was
nah,
gonna let them have it,
I ain't
Giuseppe.
gonna lie. It's just
Hey,
I
no
mean
way.
it's
He
just
said we
Alex
go.
though. It's just Alex,
Hey,
but hey.
hey,
But nah,
no
I mean,
way.
like it's just they just quiet, man. I feel like they just argue a lot more stuff because it's a lot of stuff that just gets blown past like Ken said. But I dropped my shit. I dropped my shit. But like Ken said though, a lot of shit gets passed. But I mean, shit, they not a bad team. They got some guys that fly around on the team for sure. Like they got some receivers
They
that
got
gonna get
some
the ball.
talent. Shit,
They
maybe
definitely got like
intoxicated
we
and
tried to get some of them on the All Star team. We just didn't know their name. So
maybe
Man,
intoxicated and caught looking need to merge.
merge. They
yeah,
need to
Might be a
get
nice
man,
little team.
together.
some
Chase to go hit them up. That
Let's
uniform's
go.
better too.
shit. We'll
Let's
take some of
go.
y'all.
Let's go to
It
that
was-
next game, the last game. Wild Boys 24, Bandits 12. Because there's
Mm.
still 3 undefeated teams in rec right now, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Rumpelfield.
Isn't that wild to say we're this far in the season? There's still 3 undefeated
Yeah.
Hey,
teams.
100%. They got to see each other, right?
he said
Yeah,
called
yeah, for sure.
intoxicated. Hell no.
Steve, you might be on something.
Hey, Wild Boys just they came out with a chip on their shoulder because I know they were unhappy about the in season, man.
Oh, yeah, they
Against
were.
Rump.
Oh yeah.
Man,
Yeah, they were.
man, furious. That was a terrible way to kind of lose a game. The amount of penalties that they had on themselves and just not capitalizing, especially just like their reputation of playing physical. I was surprised that they kind of went out like that. So they came out and put their foots on and banged his throat. So I won't lie.
Yeah.
The offense was moving really well like that. Well, he moving. They did what they wanted to them. To be honest with you,
Well, I'm actually gonna. excited to see who's going to get that first L amongst those three teams. Who's going to be the one that gives that L to who, especially with Wild Boys being as mad as they are coming out there. Is it going to be this week that Rumple Picks gets their loss? Or is it going to be this week that Jokers gets their loss? We'll see. I really kind of want to go over these schedules to kind of talk back and forth with you guys to see where we're at.
Gotcha. Antonio, if you want to stay on, you can stay on, bro. If you don't, because I know Reapers don't have any games this week, it's up to you. All right. So we're going to talk about the first game of the day. You got at Olympic Park, Rumple Pigs versus Metal Militia. To kick it off for Rack in the morning. Now, remind you teams the game times. I know we had it listed at 8 on there originally, but it was supposed to be 7:50. So 7:50 is that corrected game time. So it's 7:50, 7:55. But we want to make sure we have enough room just in case any games go to overtime as they're following that. So I know this is Rex first week at Olympic, but we got to make sure we're on time over there because games will start and get going. You can ask any of the comp guys. You cannot delay over there. So you got Rumple Pigs versus Metal Militia, and then at Glenbar North we have Bandits versus Midwest Jokers.
Wait, Rumple played Militia again? God damn.
Yeah,
They don't play
Yeah,
each
the
other.
second meeting, and I believe their first meeting was a pretty close game.
No, this is the
correct?
third one in 3 weeks.
Third one in
be-
3 weeks.
because
So
of the
they're
in-season
1-1,
tournament.
right? So they're
they
1-1.
played. Yeah, they played the last game they played was before the season,
Wow.
and they played in
Frank's
season.
gonna
Now
miss
they about
this
to
one.
play them again. This for the tiebreaker right here. It went
Yeah.
Rumple. Let's see who got who.
Wow. Frank's gonna be in Vegas, so we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Rumple Pigs versus Mellow Militia. I think I'm gonna go with Rumple Pigs on this one. Only because Frank's not going to be there. The captain's not going to be there. I feel like that might hurt them.
I feel like I agree with that, to be honest too. I was gonna say Rumble Pigs too, because Frank kind of gets he gets his team going.
Wait,
I feel
Frank
like
not gonna be
is
there?
No, he's in Vegas with 4TF.
like-
Frank in
Yeah,
Vegas?
he gets the team going.
Yeah.
Hey, no,
Frank's
that's
gonna be
crazy.
pulling
Though,
flags
yeah, nah.
in comp down there.
I'm gonna go Rumble Pigs too, though, man. And they've been moving, firing on all cylinders. So
Man,
that's too positive on them.
y'all picked up Frank and not me? That's crazy. That's crazy. Y'all was trying to meet a quota over there, man.
Frank reached out, said he was going to be in Vegas, said he could get down to Vegas if we needed him, and it worked out well. Like I said,
Frank paid for half the trip and shit, bro. That shit crazy.
Frank paid for himself down there. I know.
I'm talking shit.
He's talking about half the trip.
He ain't got no kids though. My Frank out here he paid for half.
He living his life. He living his life over there. He said, "You know what? I'm going to Vegas this weekend." But I mean, he's missing a good game. But like I said, it is. I think Rumple Pigs Metal Militia is one of the games of the week. I believe could easily Rumple Pigs could get a loss here because they are playing with their backup quarterback, correct? Because their quarterback went out for the season.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the quarterback should be back. He just sprained his ankle, but I don't know.
Okay.
From when I talked to him, he looked.
Well, that's gonna be key, right? Because if the old quarterback or the original quarterback, he runs a lot, and without Frank, that's gonna hurt Metal not having him rushing. So, yeah, if they have the original quarterback, it could be really hard for Metal's defense to stop him. I haven't seen the other quarterback, but you guys said he was throwing dots, so
he was decent. I mean, I know he lost to Militia in that championship. But he's playing well, playing with some confidence. They got a good scheme too. They got about 12 coaches on the sideline calling plays. So they draw up a decent little offense for them over there to move the ball well. But we'll see. I do think that I think in order to play Militia's defense well, you need someone that can move in and out of the pocket pretty well because they do have a decent rush. I don't know how well they'll rush without Frank. I'll tell that what's his face who got the injured ankle. He should take his time because if he come back against Militia, Soups might chew his ankle off. So we'll just take your time, big dog. Stay healthy, sir, because ain't no telling with that young man over there.
That's wild as hell.
That man, oh my goodness.
Well, and then you said you got Bandits versus Midwest Jokers at 8, right? Correct, Glenbard North.
Correct.
That's the
Yeah,
next game.
saying.
I don't think.
Yeah,
I think
saying.
I got Jokers no matter what. You guys definitely came back without Alex, and you proved something yet last week. I believe you're still going to ride that high, and you're going to beat Bandits handedly. I believe. If you guys struggle a little bit, I don't think that's saying much because they did just score 12 points against what's it called? Why am I forgetting their names now?
Hey, I got love for that quarterback for Bandits. I mean that O line is pretty bad, but that quarterback is he got an arm, big body, slings the ball, not afraid to throw
That's
it.
the guy from the All Star game, right?
Yes, it is. He's
Oh
not
yeah.
afraid to
Hey,
throw it on the break. Like he don't
hey.
move out the pocket. He just kind of make throws standing there. So it's all about. I mean, we're gonna make sure we put some pressure on him, make him get the ball out quick if we can. But like you said, man, we on a high, man. We motivated.
That's crazy.
We kind of have a whole little like we basically had a little makeover, honestly, with the whole change in the offense, and then our defense playing with a little more aggression. So we'll
Yeah,
see,
because
man.
you guys had to change up a lot. I mean, you're that offense going from a different quarterback in Alex to you is still different. It's different feel, right? And but yeah, like you said, you got a couple weeks before playoffs to kind of get your feet under you, get that offense clicking. So yeah,
Yeah,
definitely, man. Good luck for that.
I appreciate you. That
And then,
QB shit, man, that shit different.
He finna put up 3 touchdowns.
Well, our
And
other
Giuseppe laughed at that shit. He ain't got no confidence in me, bro.
all right. So moving on to the next game, we got Warriors versus Senators in Melrose. That's another 8 a.m. game. I don't know who. It depends on what Senators team pops out. It's a big one though. And
Who is it?
then
Warriors
Sen-
versus Senators, you said?
yeah, that's
I gotta
another
go with
8
the Warriors, man.
a.m.
Yeah.
And then at 8:50 we got the doubleheader for um, Rumple Pigs. So Rumple Pigs got a doubleheader versus Intoxicated at 8:50.
Oh, they gonna smack them by at least
Yeah.
30. They
yeah, I
might
got
cut
Ruffle
the
Pigs.
game
Are you
short.
saying you're calling a
Money,
slaughter roll?
I'm
money
calling slaughter
line,
rule, bro.
money
Rumple,
line,
but
Ruffle Pigs,
That's
I
crazy.
love my intoxicated people, but man, that's why that's their name, bro. They be coming out there drunk as
intoxicated.
hell. But it's just like, man, look, Rumple, you just see what they did to Minergy, and I think Minergy got like I respect Minergy. Like they come out there with game plan. They know how to slow teams down for the most part. So they held us to 6, and Rumple destroyed them. So they kind of on a roll right now too. I know they
Yeah.
said like I don't know if they just kind of I always don't I can't tell if the captain being sarcastic, but they come in here with like low expectations and they've been doing well. So I just feel like they rolling off of that high as well. And intoxicated, they just struggling, man. And I don't think they're gonna match. They're not gonna match Rumple's game plan. Like I said, Rumple got a sideline that's got knowledge of the game, and they calling plays. They managing the clock like they know when to move the pace, like slow the pace down. Like the Rumple just over there and intoxicated, not ready for that. So
Yeah.
it's gonna get bad.
I don't know. I guess we have to wait and see. The next game is at Melrose Park versus Senators versus Dirty Birds. Senators with that doubleheader as well. We have a lot of doubleheaders if you're not picking up because we have no elite. So this is like the doubleheader week for all the other levels. We got Senators versus Dirty Birds at 9 a.m. That's going to be a good game. I think Senators are going to show up because they have a doubleheader. So I don't think they're going to be low in numbers. Or if they are low in numbers, it's going to be a long day for them. That's the best way I think I can put that. Uh, and then we got the other 9 a.m. game, which is Midwest Jokers, who have the double header against and then versus Only Hands. So
Yes,
I think that's
sir.
that's gonna be an interesting game as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got the slaughter road on them last time we played them. That was last year, so we'll see what they talking about this year.
Mhm.
And then you got at 9:50, you have Intoxicated with the doubleheader against Menergy. So that's going to be an interesting game right there as well. See what Menergy does with Intoxicated. And I don't know. I feel like maybe intoxicated by that second game, maybe not as
Yeah,
drunk
going.
or
See what?
something.
Yeah, he said maybe not as drunk.
You
Hopefully,
guys
yeah,
say
hopefully
they
they get
like
it
that.
going.
No,
Hopefully
I
they
don't
get
think
it
they be
going,
drunk.
man.
I just be messing with them. I don't know. Let's see what it depends on what minute you talking about when they come out, man.
I gotcha.
We'll
And
see.
then at 10 a.m. you got Next Level versus Dirty Birds in Melrose Park, which I think definitely that's a game of the week in comp right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of got that rematch, so see how that goes. And then you
Yeah,
got
I kind of want to see that game.
well, it'll be live on Channel Two. Uh,
Wait, what? Where?
what's up?
Is there gonna be someone recording? Is the same guy going to be live streaming at one of the fields, or is he just going to be at one?
What
Like,
do
is
you
he going
mean?
to be at Olympic or is he going to be at GBN?
We're gonna be at GBN and then Melrose.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get someone at Olympic, but I don't know if we'll have someone there or not this week. Because I got some other things I got to take care of on the field with the referees.
Hey,
Um,
I just want my All Star jerseys waiting for me at the gate.
hey, we got to
Hey,
collect. Hey, Steve, if you're who has the flags? George.
George got him. I told Steve to hand them to George.
He better
He
have
got,
handed them. George hasn't said
yeah,
something.
he texted me. He said he did. So
Uh,
because he got my flags too. Steve, get your team some damn flags.
well, he lost them at the All Star game.
Because he was too busy trying to swing at Frank.
Well,
He
we'll
said
get into
that
that.
he should
that
have
was
been
the
swinging at the
funniest
people
shit
stealing his
ever, bro.
flags, huh?
Man.
All right. Well, now we got at 10 a.m. at Glenbard. You got Caught Looking versus Only Hands. Uh, that's
Hopefully,
gonna.
Caught Looking can get their team there, or
Well,
only
Caught
hands
Looking
going to
hit.
get a nice
What
win.
what Jay what Justin say? So are they gonna get caught looking not bringing eight?
Hey, they is crazy, bro.
Ever
That's
since he made
nuts.
that caught looking comment, boy, they've been struggling.
Damn.
Man, I thought
Man,
he was on to something. They beat Venom, man. I was rooting for them boys, and then they went downhill ever since.
And then you got Menergy versus Venom at Olympic Park. That's the final game over there. And then you got 11 a.m. at Melrose. You got Next Level versus Old Times.
Another good
Uh,
game.
and then at Glenbard, you got Caught Looking versus Wild Boys. Wild Boys with the doubleheader as well.
Caught
Um,
Looking as well.
yeah, like I said, it's a lot of doubleheaders this week.
Yeah.
So that's why we're pretty stretched out. And then you
Yeah,
got
I
it.
can see it. Yeah, everyone's here playing doubleheaders almost.
Wait,
Uh,
who does Wild Boys play? Like who's the other
Wild
double?
Boys caught looking in Black
Black
Mambas,
Mambas.
and then Black
Mm,
Mambas got
actually
eight
be a
ton
good game.
Spartans as well.
man, Black Mamas is in a they gotta get out they slump, man. I think
Yeah,
it's
they
because
do.
they
Yeah, they
but
do.
I'll tell you what though, I don't want to make excuses for them. Black Mamas has not played in like 3 weeks because they did not play. They opted right. They didn't play in season. They didn't play the week before, so like they went almost a month without playing, and I just felt like they was not in sync. So let's see what
That can
they
do it
can
to you
get.
though.
I know I'm already
They
knowing
definitely can. They definitely
you
can.
go that
And
long.
then you got the final game at Melrose as well as Midwest Bullies versus the Wolverines. That's gonna. I don't know. I
Hey,
don't know who's
what's
in.
the Bullies record, man?
I gotta relook at it. It's not the best though.
I was rooting for my man. They got the ship and they went dipped out on
Man,
us.
Well,
dipped
they're
out quick.
forced. You're
Yeah.
forced to move up.
I mean, I'm already knowing. I
They're
was
one
rooting.
and two.
Okay.
The Wolverines are 0-3.
Shit.
Mm.
Well,
Let's go, Bullies.
man, hey, them dudes fly around.
That's
They
our
definitely fly
that's
around.
our
They
like
compete.
that's our twins right there, the Midwest
I ain't
Bullies.
gonna lie, when they joined the league, I definitely thought they was hating, but shit, they said that they made that name themselves.
That's our twins. That's our mergers right there.
Yeah,
What's up?
they definitely like our little evil twins though. They definitely was competing with us that last season for sure.
Well, let's see who goes 6-0 after Sunday after these games because Bullies, Rumpling, and Wild Boys all playing different people. Who who's going to still be undefeated after this doubleheader weekend?
The
So
Jokers.
that's
Okay.
definitely going to be the question asked there. I
The
think a lot of good games
Jokers.
overall. Um, let's talk about some stuff real quick, and then we're gonna kind of start wrapping it up. We kind of got through all the games, but just so everyone does know, I do want to give a good shout out to what we're doing with the fines now, how Steve got reinstated. All the fines moving forward are going to the youth league to put on free clinics for the flag football classes, not classes but clinics, and growing to the youth department. And with the recent situation and a donation from A Town Spartans, we're able to put on a completely free youth camp on May 5th at Melrose Park. So I do want to shout out to the A Town Spartans for coming up with a difference to help us put that camp as a free camp instead of a $5 camp, and that's where we're putting all of our fines to moving forward. Is if anyone gets fined, we're all going to the youth. So, but just know that only certain things will qualify you to allow that. The board will have to vote on that. It's non-contact uh, with it. So I will say that I will be out and about this next weekend. I most likely will be at Glenbard North the whole time with the ref crew there, doing some background work, as well as keep an eye out for some trainees that are out there. We do have some new guys training. Please be patient with them. They're supposed to identify themselves at the coin toss to the captains. If you're a captain, they didn't identify themselves. I appreciate everyone speaking up, letting me know stuff that's been going on, and we are working on it. And we're gonna have a lot of guys being evaluated. So uh, just know that we're out there, and if you're in the rec at Glenbard North, expect to see me out there with some stripes on, either talking with them or training them on the spot, and helping out with the crew this weekend. So if you do see me, I do plan on bringing all the jerseys with me to the fields. So that way, any of the rec teams, I will have your jerseys at Glenbard North. So if you do want to stop by, I'll have that organized, and I'm going to start distributing them to the captains. So captains, be aware. Like I said before, I'm going to give you a bag of your players on your team, and this is their jersey to distribute to them. So they'll be known that they're going to come to you. That way, you guys can best distribute them to everyone else, as well as we got the Memorial Day Classic coming up, guys. We're gonna be releasing that flyer shortly, as well as our Midwest Elite Showdown. Uh, the Memorial Day Classic first place prize is $1,000 plus a full bid to the Midwest Elite Showdown. The bottom four prize is just a half bid to the Midwest Elite Showdown, as well as our 5v5 men's contact is $1,000 cash prize. It's only $200 to sign up a 5v5 team. Thanks to our sponsors, which is, if you guys don't know, $200 is very cheap for an entry fee for 5v5, and you have a chance to win $1,000 plus a bid to our Midwest Elite Showdown. Top four make it to the single elimination only out of the max 9 teams. So definitely, it's going to be exciting there to see what we can come out with that, as well as we are doing for the first time this year the Memorial Day Classic co-ed. We're doing 5v5 co-ed.
Bring the
Same,
girls out.
same payout as $1,000 and the bid to the Midwest Elite Showdown. So if our co-eds, if you're listening, come out. We're going to be announcing this. This is the start to Northfield co-ed, as we're going to be branching out more and more, bringing that into the league. All right, perfect. So Dez is going to go off his page. If you're going to check him out, they'll be going live at 10 and 12 in Vegas on Saturday. If you guys want to see them, New Wave out there. We're going to be posting everything we can to the page as we find them. And we got as you know, we do help out with the Elite Series. So I do get some information a little bit faster. Hopefully the signal's pretty good. We get some pretty good live streams from them over there. Before we wrap up, does anyone got anything to say before we let everyone go?
Good luck.
Good luck to everyone. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Another great show, and I look forward to seeing everyone at the fields this Sunday. And safe travels to everyone going to Vegas. Good luck, guys.
Good luck, guys.
Feel it coming